Ao stood on the balcony of her modern Lagos apartment, the morning sun painting golden streaks across her face, her hands trembling as they held her late mother's delicate silver necklace. She had worn it for as long as she could remember, a piece she never fully understood. Today, for reasons she could not explain, she touched the tiny crescent-shaped charm and heard a sharp click. The pendant opened, revealing a folded note tucked inside. Ao froze, her heartbeat echoing like a drum in her ears. Slowly, she unfolded it. The handwriting was unmistakably her mother's, elegant yet urgent. Ao, forgive me. Your life is not what you think. The truth you seek rests with the man I feared most. Her breath caught. The words seemed to hang in the warm morning air, heavy, unrelenting. What truth? What man? Ao whispered to herself, a tremor in her voice. She had always known her mother carried secrets, but the weight of this one pressed down like the Lagos sun at noon. She sank onto the balcony chair, clutching the pendant like a lifeline, while her mind raced through every memory of her childhood. Her mother had never spoken of her father, always brushing off questions with a quick smile or a change of topic. Ao remembered small flashes, a glimpse of sadness in her mother's eyes, a tense sigh, the way she would fidget with this very necklace whenever someone asked about him. The memory tightened around her chest. She was about to hide the note again when the soft clicks of heels echoed from behind. Her best friend Lara breezed in, her modern brown jumpsuit catching the sunlight, 2 iced teas in hand. Ao, you've been staring at that necklace for hours. What's going on? Lara asked, eyes narrowing. Ao handed her the note. Lara's breath caught as she read it. This is serious. You know who she's talking about? Ao shook her head. Not at all. But something tells me this is bigger than anything I imagined. The room seemed to grow colder as shadows stretched across the walls. Ao opened her mother's wooden memory box, the one she had brought from her village home after the funeral. Inside were faded photographs, old letters, and a small wax-sealed envelope. Her hands shook as she broke the seal. The name written inside made her knees weaken. Ao's lips parted. Who? Who's this? Lara leaned in closer. Maybe he's your father. Ao's head shook violently. No, Mom said he died before I was born. Lara's eyes widened. Then why hide his name? Why? Why lie? Ao's stomach churned, her mind whirling. The African proverb her mother had repeated countless times came to mind. A family without truth is a home without a roof. Today it felt less like advice and more like a warning. Determined to find answers, they walked through Lagos' bustling streets toward a small photography shop where the old photographs had been printed. The sun cast warm light across their faces, but inside the shop the air felt heavy, almost suffocating. The elderly shop owner adjusted his glasses, eyeing the photograph carefully. I know this man, he said softly. Ayo's heart jumped. You know him. Who is he? The man sighed, voice low. He comes here every year, same date, buys prints, never speaks. He calls himself Mr. Kayode, always alone. Always. Haunted, Ao's pulse quickened. He's alive. The man's eyes met hers. Very much alive. Lara gasped softly. Maybe he's your father. Ao shook her head, voice cracking. If he's alive, then why did Mom say he was dead? Why keep him hidden? Her hands gripped the photograph as if it could anchor her to reality. Another revelation struck them when the shop owner handed Ao a slip of paper with an address. Your mother came here once 2 years ago, he murmured. She looked terrified. She begged me not to tell anyone about him. Ao's stomach dropped. Her mother had been running from something or someone. The thought twisted inside her chest. Outside the shop, the city seemed alive with secrets. Even the wind whispered through the streets like it carried messages she wasn't meant to hear. Ao clutched the necklace again, the charm gleaming in the sunlight like a sliver of warning. She whispered, Mom, what danger were you running from? Ao returned home, shadows swallowing the familiar walls of her apartment. The necklace lay in her hand, and the note felt heavier than ever. A sudden vibration startled her. An unknown number had sent a message. Stop looking for aid, Coyote. Her fingers trembled as another message appeared immediately after. If you don't stop, you will uncover a truth that will destroy you. Ao's eyes widened. A chill ran down her spine. Standing behind her, whispered, "Someone's watching you." Ao swallowed, her jaw tight, and said firmly, voice breaking but resolute, "I don't care who they are. I need to know why my mother was afraid of this man." For the first time, the weight of her mother's words, the proverb, and the mysterious messages all collided inside her, forcing Ao to realize that the truth waiting for her was darker than she could have ever imagined. A truth that could change not only her understanding of her family, but the very identity she had believed in all her life. And yet, even as fear prickled her veins, a spark of determination flared in her eyes. She would uncover it whatever the cost. The night air in Lagos wrapped around Ao like a shroud as she stared at the messages that had just appeared on her phone. Stop looking for aid, KO'd. Her fingers trembled, the silver necklace cool and heavy in her hand. Lara stepped closer, voice barely a whisper. Ao, maybe we should wait. This could be dangerous. But Ao shook her head, eyes fixed on the darkened streets below. Mom wanted me to know. She trusted me with this. I have to see it through. The wind rustled soft but sharp, as if carrying secrets from the past, and the distant sound of drums perhaps imagined beat a slow rhythm against her chest. Slow zoom-in heartbeat overlay the next morning. Golden sunlight poured through the curtains as Ao and Lara drove toward the address given by the shop owner. Every honk, every street vendor calling out, felt amplified, charged with a sense of warning. As they parked in front of a tall, weathered apartment block, Ao's stomach knotted. She noticed a shadow flicker in the corner of her eyes, someone observing them from across the street. Wide angle pan, soft suspense hum. Ao's voice was low but steady. We'll go in together. No turning back. Lara nodded, gripping her friend's arm. Pause inside. The building smelled of old wood and faint incense. The staircase creaked beneath their feet. On the second floor, an apartment door loomed, slightly ajar as if inviting them into someone else's hidden life. Ao paused, hand on the doorknob. Mom, what did you know that I don't? She murmured. The words barely left her lips when a figure emerged from the shadows, tall, lean, dark-skinned, with eyes that held a quiet storm. Ao froze. The man's gaze fell on the necklace in her hand. Slow close-up on necklace, glinting in light. You have it? He said, voice low, careful. Never thought she would leave it for you. Ao's voice shook. Who are you? Why did my mom hide everything from me? Why? Tell me now. The man KO'd stepped forward. His hands were rough, scarred from years she could not guess. "'Cause," he said slowly, "the truth is heavier than you think, and some things cannot stay buried." Soft piano cues rise as he led them inside. Ao noticed photographs of her mother in every corner, smiling, laughing, and yet in some shadows clinging to her eyes. She realized then that the woman she had idolized, trusted, and loved had carried a secret that could shake Ao's world completely. Camera pan across photos, golden sunlight streaks. Aid motioned to a small table where papers, passports, and letters lay scattered. Your mother tried to protect you, he said, eyes meeting Ao's. She made choices to keep you safe. From a truth that could destroy your childhood, your family, your heart. Ao's hands gripped the necklace tighter, the charm pressing into her palm. What truth? Tell me. Her voice cracked, whispering almost, I have the right to know. Pause, heartbeat, sound overlay. Aid inhaled sharply. 3 years before you were born. Your mother and I were together. She was pregnant. I didn't know she kept the pregnancy a secret from me. When she disappeared, I searched, and then she vanished from my life. I thought I had lost you before I ever knew you. Lara gasped softly. Ao's knees trembled. So, you're my father, she whispered. Aid nodded slowly. Yes, but there's more. Something your mother feared you would discover one day. Suspense spike. He pulled out a sealed envelope. Inside was a photograph of a baby wrapped in a blanket, smiling faintly. But beside the baby was another woman, younger, holding her own necklace. Ao's breath caught. Ade's eyes met hers. She was. Someone important to your mother? Someone she never told anyone about? Someone who, changed everything? Io shook her head, voice breaking. Mom, why? Why didn't you tell me? Her tears fell, catching the sunlight shimmering on her cheeks. Soft piano, subtle wind. Ade continued, your mother's necklace. It was meant to guide you, to tell you that the life you believed in, the story she gave you, was only part of the truth. She wanted you to find it when you were ready, when you could handle it. Ao's mind spun. All the years of wondering, of longing, of unanswered questions, it all collided here, now, in this room. She clutched the charm as if it were the only anchor in a storm. Close up on Ao's hands, trembling. Another knock at the door broke the moment. A tall figure slipped inside, masked, quiet, observing. Ao and Lara froze. Ade's face hardened. I warned you not to come, he said, tone urgent. Some truths are dangerous, and your mother knew it. The figure's eyes glinted in the dim light, movements slow and purposeful. Ao's pulse thundered. Who are you? What do you want? Suspense beat number 2. The masked figure remained silent, but dropped a small envelope at Ao's feet, then disappeared into the shadows. Ao knelt, picking it up with shaking hands. Inside, a letter from her mother. If you are reading this, my daughter, then you are closer to the truth than I ever allowed. Trust no one outside this room. Trust only your heart. And remember, Uto ki spgb aba run jw truth never stays hidden forever. African proverb overlay soft wind. Ao's eyes widened. Mom, you knew this could happen. Ade nodded slowly. She knew, and she wanted you to find me. But she feared the other side would stop you. Forever. Lara gripped Ao's shoulder. Ao, what are we going to do? Ao straightened, determination blazing through her fear. We keep going. It's whatever it takes. Mom's truth. Slow zoom out. Golden sunlight filtering through window. Piano rising as they pieced through the letters and photographs. A pattern emerged, another identity. Another life her mother had lived, intersecting with secrets that could unravel families. Each clue, each photograph, each note carried suspense, pulling Io deeper into a labyrinth of love, lies, and hidden dangers. The masked figure's warning echoed in her mind. Danger, truth, destruction. But Io's resolve hardened. She had lived in the shadow of half-truths for 24 years. Now, the full story waited for her. Camera close up on Ao's determined eyes. The climax approached when Ade revealed the ultimate secret. Ao had a sibling, a younger brother, someone her mother had hidden. Someone living elsewhere, someone entwined in the danger that had haunted her parents for years. Ao's mind whirled. The mystery her mother's necklace had promised now revealed stakes far higher than she had imagined. Her heart pounded, but she did not falter. She would find her brother. She would understand her mother. She would survive this. And perhaps, finally, she would bring closure to a story that had haunted generations. Suspense spike number 3. Slow close-up on necklace charm. Night fell, and Ao looked out over the Lagos skyline. The city lights blinked like distant stars, each one hiding its own secret. She clutched the necklace one last time. I promise. I'll finish what you started. I'll find the truth. I'll protect it. Her voice was firm, trembling only slightly. She did not yet know the dangers ahead, the lies that would surface, or the enemies lurking in shadows, but for the first time, she felt ready. The necklace pulsed softly in her hand, like a heartbeat, guiding her toward the final revelations waiting just beyond the horizon. And in that moment, Ao understood fully. The truth would change everything, but she was no longer afraid. Closing wide shot, soft heartbeat fading, golden light glinting on necklace.